So for people to come at me and say that I made those comments because I'm a racist, like, first of all, Black people can't be racist. I have, no issues with Caitlin.
Caitlin Clark's rise in the WNBA isn't just about breaking records and dazzling on the court. It's about exposing the raw, uncomfortable truths of race, representation, and respect in women's basketball. In a league where Black and LGBTQ+ athletes have long been the backbone, Clark, a white, straight player, has become the unexpected flashpoint for controversy and heated debate. From the racially charged comments of WNBA legend Sheryl Swoopes to the inflammatory rhetoric of conservative commentators, Clark's story has become a lightning rod for issues that go far beyond basketball. What's truly baffling is how the WNBA media and social media have turned Clark's success into a race issue. Instead of celebrating an incredible athlete who has the potential to elevate the league, these platforms have distorted the narrative into one of racial conflict, fueling unnecessary division and overshadowing her talent and hard work. The controversy ignited when Sheryl Swoopes made comments questioning Caitlin Clark's abilities. To many, these remarks seem to have racial undertones. Swoopes, a respected Black former player, eventually walked back some of her remarks and issued an apology. Yet, the damage was done. This incident sparked a heated conversation about the Caitlin Clark effect and how her popularity might be significantly boosted by her being a white, straight player in a league predominantly featuring Black and LGBTQ+ athletes. Caitlin Clark's popularity has become a battleground, with some arguing that her race plays a big role in her widespread appeal. The WNBA has long been a space where Black and LGBTQ+ players have shined, yet Clark, a white woman, seems to be getting more attention than her peers. This raises uncomfortable questions about racial and cultural biases in sports media and fandom. The controversy reached new heights when a foul by Chennedy Carter on Clark sparked a debate filled with racist and sexist undertones, with some commentators absurdly suggesting that Clark needed protection from racially tinged animosity. The reactions to Caitlin Clark's on-court celebrations compared to those of Angel Reese, a Black player, starkly highlight the double standards at play. Clark's exuberance is often celebrated, while Reese's similar behavior is condemned and criticized. This glaring disparity in perception underscores the different standards applied to white and Black athletes, mirroring broader societal biases. Caitlin Clark, to her credit, has not remained silent. She has addressed the misuse of her name to justify racist and misogynistic comments, emphatically stating that such behavior is unacceptable and that every woman in the league deserves respect. She has denounced the use of her name to push bigoted agendas, stressing the need for equal respect for all players. However, the narrative gets more insidious when conservative commentators exploit Clark's name to push racist and homophobic agendas, portraying her as a victim of reverse discrimination. Conservative commentator Clay Travis claimed that Caitlin Clark, a white heterosexual woman, is resented and envied in a predominantly Black lesbian league due to her fame and lucrative deals. He suggested that her race and sexuality were factors in this resentment. Internet personality Stu Peters made overtly racist comments, suggesting that Clark is being physically assaulted by shack-looking Black lesbians in the league. This comment was used to frame Clark as a victim of racial animosity. Sports journalist Jason Whitlock described the WNBA as a traveling lesbian sex cult and implied that there is resentment towards Clark for bringing heterosexual people into the league. This statement was used to further a divisive narrative around race and sexuality. Social media reactions have also played a significant role. Clark's name has been weaponized to justify racist, misogynistic, and homophobic comments. Connecticut Sun guard Dejanai Carrington called out Clark for not speaking up against these uses of her name, highlighting the intersectionality of the issues involved. Carrington's call for action seemed to resonate with Clark, who later made more direct statements condemning the use of her name to push racist and misogynistic agendas. The incident involving Chennedy Carter's foul on Clark further exacerbated these issues. Carter, a Black player, received a flagrant foul for her actions during a game. The ensuing discourse included absurd suggestions that Clark was being unfairly targeted due to her race, with broader implications about these narratives in women's basketball. Some commentators ludicrously suggested that the foul on Clark was part of a broader vendetta against her, while others pointed out that such physicality is a normal part of the game. Criticism has also been directed at Clark for not speaking out sooner about the misuse of her name. Connecticut Sun guard Dejanai Carrington was particularly vocal, urging Clark to use her platform to address racism and bigotry. Carrington's call for action seemed to resonate with Clark, who later made more direct statements condemning the use of her name to push racist and misogynistic agendas. To understand the broader context, it's important to delve into the perspectives of Black and LGBTQ+ players who feel sidelined. Many have voiced frustration that the achievements of Black athletes are often overshadowed by the hype surrounding white players. Las Vegas Aces star A'ja Wilson has been vocal about how race factors into Clark's popularity. "I think a lot of people may say it's not about black and white, but to me it is," Wilson said. "You can be top-notch at what you are as a Black woman, but maybe that's something people don't want to see." Angel Reese, who has faced scrutiny for her on-court celebrations, highlights the double standards in how athletes are perceived. "When Caitlin celebrates, it's seen as passion and love for the game. When I do it, I'm called aggressive or unsportsmanlike," Reese noted. This disparity isn't just a sports issue. It's a reflection of broader societal biases that view similar behaviors differently based on race. The media plays a significant role in shaping these narratives. The portrayal of Clark as needing protection from other players taps into old, damaging tropes of white women as victims and Black women as aggressors. This isn't just unfair to Black athletes, it also undermines Clark's own capabilities and strength as a competitor. As sports commentator Chris Broussard pointed out, this is just rookie hazing. When you're a hotshot rookie, people are physical with you. Michael Jordan and LeBron James went through the same thing. Yet the narrative has been twisted by some to fit a more divisive agenda. Conservative pundits have used Clark's name to stir up racial and homophobic sentiments, claiming that she is a victim in a league dominated by Black and LGBTQ+ players. This exploitation of Clark's name by figures like Clay Travis, who said, "Caitlin Clark is a white heterosexual woman in a Black lesbian league, and they resent her success," is not only misleading but harmful. It stokes division and distracts from the real issues at hand. Clark's silence on these issues initially drew criticism. Connecticut Sun guard Dejanai Carrington's tweet, "How one cannot be bothered by their name being used to justify racism, bigotry, misogyny, xenophobia, homophobia, and the intersectionalities of them all is nuts," resonated with many. Carrington's call for Clark to speak out highlighted the responsibility athletes have to use their platforms for good. "We all see the expletive. We all have a platform. We all have a voice, and they all hold weight. Silence is a luxury," Carrington added. Caitlin Clark eventually responded more directly, condemning the use of her name to push harmful agendas.
When, just asking you directly, when people use your name for racism, misogyny, whatever, what is your response to that specifically?
Yeah, I think it's disappointing. I think, everybody in our world, deserves the same amount of respect. The women on our league deserve the same amount of respect. So people should not be using my name to push those agendas.
While her statement was a step in the right direction, it also underscored the complexities of navigating fame and social responsibility. Clark's rookie season in the WNBA has exposed the ugly realities of race, representation, and respect in women's basketball. Her experience underscores the urgent need for ongoing dialogue and action to confront and address these issues head-on. The WNBA, its players, and its fans must continue to advocate for genuine equality and respect for all athletes, regardless of their race, gender, or sexual orientation. This is not just about one player, but about the integrity and future of the sport itself. The broader WNBA community, including fans and media, also has a role to play. Supporting all athletes equally and recognizing the contributions of Black and LGBTQ+ players is crucial. As the league grows, so too must its commitment to equality and justice. Caitlin Clark's story is a powerful reminder of the work still needed to ensure that every player feels valued and respected. In the end, Caitlin Clark's journey in the WNBA is about much more than basketball. It's about challenging deeply ingrained biases and pushing for a more inclusive and equitable sports world. As Clark continues to shine on the court, the conversations she has sparked off the court are just as important. The WNBA and sports as a whole can only benefit from addressing these issues head-on and striving for a future where every athlete, regardless of their background, is celebrated for their talent and dedication.